Fans scream hysterically as Jungkook suddenly looks up and waves. The bustling scene at the airport turned into an unforgettable memory for thousands of fans when Jungkook, the golden maknae of BTS, made a simple yet electrifying gesture that sent shockwaves of excitement across the terminal and reverberated around the world. In a matter of seconds, with just the tilt of his head and the lift of his hand, he transformed a routine arrival into a viral spectacle that armies will treasure for years. What happened may have looked small to outsiders, but for those who witnessed it, whether in person or online, it was a moment etched into the heart of fandom history. A rival that sparked anticipation. It all began as Jungkook returned to South Korea after a series of international engagements that had drawn global headlines. His Fashion Week appearances, brand partnerships, and surprise stage moments in the United States had made him the center of media attention. As word spread that he would soon arrive at Incheon International Airport, armies flocked to the terminal in hopes of catching a glimpse of their beloved idol. The airport quickly became filled with expectant fans, holding banners, cameras, and letters. Some arrived hours in advance, positioning themselves strategically at different levels of the terminal. Those who couldn't secure a spot near the ground level made their way upstairs, looking down from the higher balconies. For them, the chance of eye contact seemed slim, but hope never fades when it comes to Jungkook. Security and staff worked diligently to manage the crowd, yet the energy of anticipation was impossible to contain. Reporters, too, had gathered with their lenses ready. Whenever BTS members return home, it is never just another airport arrival. It is an event. Jungkook's signature entrance. When Jungkook finally appeared, dressed in his characteristically casual yet effortlessly stylish outfit, an oversized hoodie in muted tones, a baseball cap pulled low, a black mask covering much of his face, and a simple black backpack, the crowd erupted. Cheers, screams, and camera shutters filled the air. Despite his understated appearance, his aura was undeniable. He walked calmly, exuding both confidence and humility. His stride was relaxed but purposeful, as though he had mastered the balance between being an international superstar and remaining approachable. Fans noticed every detail. The way his hoodie draped over his shoulders, the way his hair peeked out beneath the cap, even the slight bounce of his steps. For many, it wasn't just about fashion, it was about presence. Jungkook's ability to capture attention while doing almost nothing at all has become one of his most celebrated traits. His silence carried as much weight as a full performance, and his fans read meaning in every move. The unexpected pause as Jungkook continued down the path. Something happened that no one had predicted. In the middle of his walk, surrounded by cameras and security, he suddenly slowed his steps. For a moment, it seemed as if he sensed something above him. His head tilted upward, his eyes narrowing slightly behind the mask. Then came the gesture. Jungkook raised his hand, just slightly, and waved toward the upper floor of the terminal. The reaction was instantaneous and explosive. Fans who had been standing on the higher balconies, long resigned to being too far to be noticed, suddenly realized he was looking directly at them. Screams of disbelief and joy tore through the terminal. The sound of thousands of voices colliding created a thunderous echo that rattled through the airport walls on the ground level. Fans turned their gaze upward as well, realizing that Jungkook had just given a gift to those who often feel left out. A few seconds that felt eternal. The wave itself lasted only a few seconds. Jungkook's hand lifted in a casual motion, not exaggerated, not theatrical, just a small, genuine acknowledgement. His eyes crinkled as if smiling beneath the mask, his body language relaxed, radiating sincerity. Yet to Army, those seconds expanded into eternity. People recorded the moment from every angle, ensuring it would be replayed endlessly on social media. The simplicity of it all made it even more powerful. Jungkook didn't need fireworks or a stage. His authenticity alone was enough to make the world pause. One fan described the experience afterward. "We thought we were invisible up there. We just wanted to see him from afar, even if he never looked up. But then he stopped, looked right at us, and waved. My heart exploded. It felt like he saw me personally, like he knew we were there waiting." Viral sensation. The moment was uploaded within minutes to Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Hashtags like #JungkookWave, #Jungkook at the airport, and hashtag Our Golden Maknae trended globally. Clips of him looking up spread across different platforms, each one garnering millions of views within hours. The armies around the world commented with envy, admiration, and joy. That wave wasn't just for those at the airport, one fan posted. It was for all of us, everywhere. Memes were created almost instantly. Some fans joked about Jungkook having army radar that allowed him to detect fans no matter where they were. Others posted edits of him waving at satellites, skyscrapers, and even outer space, humorously exaggerating the idea that his wave was universal. The viral nature of the moment was unsurprising. Jungkook has always been a magnet for attention, but what stood out this time was how little he did. It wasn't a performance, an announcement, or a campaign. It was a pure, unplanned act of kindness. The emotional impact. What makes this small gesture so monumental is the emotional resonance it carries. For years, BTS and ARMY have cultivated a relationship built on mutual love, respect, and attentiveness. Jungkook's wave symbolized that bond perfectly, a reminder that even in fleeting, everyday interactions, he sees and acknowledges his fans. Sociologists who study fandom culture often note how micro-interactions create lasting memories. A smile, a nod, a glance. These seemingly minor gestures solidify the feeling of intimacy between artist and fan. In Jungkook's case, his reputation for sincerity amplifies the effect. Fans believe his actions come from the heart, not from obligation. For the fans who were waved at, it was nothing short of life-changing. Many wrote online about how the gesture lifted them from personal struggles, reminding them of their worth and the joy that BTS consistently brings. He looked up, and suddenly all the stress I've been carrying melted away, one fan shared on Weverse. Media and industry reactions. International outlets quickly picked up the story. Articles appeared in entertainment magazines, lifestyle blogs, and even mainstream news sites. Headlines emphasized how Jungkook turned an ordinary airport moment into a global phenomenon. Commentators praised his ability to connect with people across barriers, both physical and emotional. Industry experts also noted how this reflected BTS's unique approach to fame. Unlike many global celebrities who maintain a strict distance from fans, BTS members, especially Jungkook, often blur those lines, creating a sense of community rather than hierarchy. This, they argue, is one of the keys to their unprecedented success. Marketing analysts even speculated on the economic impact of such gestures. Viral moments like these not only strengthen loyalty among existing fans, but also attract new admirers curious about the fuss. Brands associated with Jungkook inevitably benefit from the exposure, as his name once again dominates headlines worldwide. Jungkook's history of fan interactions. To fully understand the weight of this moment, one must look back at Jungkook's history with ARMY. Since debuting as the youngest member of BTS, he has consistently shown attentiveness to fans. Whether pointing at someone in the farthest row during a concert, kneeling down to accept a letter from a young fan, or catching a camera lens in the sea of flashing lights, Jungkook has always gone out of his way to make fans feel included. One particularly memorable instance occurred during a concert in Seoul, when Jungkook noticed a fan struggling with a disability. Without hesitation, he adjusted his performance to include a special acknowledgement, sending waves and smiles toward the fan throughout the night. Stories like these have cemented his reputation as someone who genuinely cares. This airport wave, then, is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger pattern. Jungkook doesn't just perform for ARMY. He lives for them. Fanbase response. Fan communities worldwide launched campaigns to commemorate the wave. Some organized online wave back events, where fans recorded themselves waving upward toward the sky, symbolically returning Jungkook's gesture. Others created art, fanfiction, and even poetry inspired by the moment. Weverse threads exploded with messages of gratitude. Armies wrote about how proud they were to support someone who continually gives back love in the simplest ways. For international fans who couldn't be at the airport, these online spaces became places of collective celebration.